right, introduce yourself, man.
My name Kev Franklin, known as Big Dog, from the Menlos, and I'm at Mark Carmel Park.
Where'd you grow up at?
I grew up on 65th Street.
So when did you move to this neighborhood?
When I moved, I was born and raised here.
Okay.
My mom and them bought a house in 1963. Actually, just before they moved in the house in 63, the Turner Apartments, they right across the street, they lived in there before they moved in the house, where I was born at.
Wow.
And I've been there since 63.
And what schools did you attend coming up?
I attend all the schools. I went to St. John's preschool right here on 69th and Monzello or Estrella right there. Went to 68th Street School, went to John Muir, and went to Manual.
So tell me how the concept of Menlo came about.
Well, the concept of Menlo came about, we was a group of guys that, played football. We was mainly a sports type guys, we played football and stuff, and we was named. We didn't want to join the Hoovers, which was one of the biggest gangs in the city. They was the biggest gang in the city, and they had a line. They was coming down. It was the Hoover line. They was coming all the way down, and everybody had to join, and we played football, so we wasn't joining no gang. And the Hoovers actually named us the Menlo Boys. So, the name came from the Hoovers. The Hoovers named us. We was just, they was our brothers, our cousins, and all that. Menlo started, it was like 70 guys. And when that came through, it just wiped out everybody. Everybody started joining Hoover. Families started splitting up. Brothers started joining Hoover. Some didn't. Cousins started joining Hoover, and then we just stayed and we wasn't joining no gang. And from us not joining the gang, they called us the Menlo Boys, and we end up just fighting.
So what year did they give y'all that name?
So
was you in junior high school or high school?
I'd
say about 78, 77 when we was
junior high,
getting down, doing our thing, but on some real,
This is Tim. Wait, this is Tim.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Slim, better known as Tim.
Okay.
But our life, we grew up just, we was in the sports, and we wasn't into tripping or nothing, but we was all together and we loved each other, and that's where all this started at. We was all lived on 65th Street. I'm a 65th Street baby. I'm not even gonna lie. And just keep it 100.
65th and what?
Menlo.
Menlo.
For sure. But the power came at, we wasn't just gonna be pushed to be anything. We was gonna be what we wanna be. And that's where it came to be.
We was them. They were us. And the Hoovers actually made us who we actually is right now today. Being truthful and everything. The Hoovers pressed us and made us gang members. Like, they taught us how to be gang members. And that's why Menlo's was as tough as they was, because we really learned from the toughest at the time. The Hoovers was the toughest at the time. That we know of. We didn't know nobody else but these people over here. And over here, they was the toughest at the time. And they pressed us and they made us. And that's why we as hard as we is, because we've been pressed. So we can't be pressed no more. So now, it's staying and, just even being in this park. This park wasn't given to us. This was earned. If we wanted to be here, we had to fight to be here. Every day we came up in this park, we had to fight to be in this park. Into a point, we was able to have our own park.
And lotterying is not allowed.
So look, when they coined the term Menlo Boys, is that the actual name you guys went by?
We was just named that, and we accepted it. We accepted it because everybody we knew started calling us that. You know what I mean? Once everybody say that's who you are, then that's who you become.
So did it have a lot to do with the street you guys hung on, or where you lived?
Oh yeah, well we hung on the street we hung on. We stayed on the line of Menlo and 68. You know what I mean? That was our main corner, Menlo and 68. You know where we grew up. We did all our little gambling over there, and whatever we did over there. Yeah, so that's how that went about. And that's why they named us that.
So in your formative years, you guys was cool with the Hoovers.
Oh, they was our family from the Five Deuces. The Five Deuces, as we came up, we was family. We had family members back and forth, and through all that, the Menlos and the Five Deuces never really went to war because the Five Deuces was on their own tip and they ran their own program. The 5-9 Hoovers, we was really close with them because there was a lot of guys from Menlo that left Menlo and went to the 5-9 Hoovers. So we was really, really close with the 5-9 Hoovers also. Now the 7-4s and the 8-trays, we had a lot of family members that went down there. But
I have a lot of family members from down there as well.
You know, from Menlo, we have a lot of family members that went down there. Yeah. And but down there they had a different politic. They was the stronghold at the time, and they was pushing the line. So they, our relationship with them wasn't as tight. We had family members, but we wasn't as tight with them in our beginning years. So we was more tighter with the 5-9s and the 5 Deuces. You know what I mean? And even right now today, the 5 Deuces, we just never went to war with the 5 Deuces. We never had no problems with them like that. 5-9s later on in the years, was succumbed into whatever the Hoover line was pressing, and then our friendship with them ended up breaking up. But and through all that, the 5 Deuces, we really never really was fighting with them.
So who was your biggest Hoover clique adversary?
All of them. Yeah, the 7-4s was the main ones that was at that time.
Where does the gangster come from in Menlo?
Well, that was added on by one of our members. He had a cousin that actually was from 8-Tray. And at the time we didn't know the politics and of whatever it was, and he came and introduced the Gangsta Crip to us, and it sounded good, Menlo Gangsta Crip, and that had a ring to it, and we went with it, and that was it.